The hidden inside us is the most dangerous, but when you invite it to the surface and face it, then it becomes a weapon that thrusts you to greatness. Those who seek high achievement must become detectives of the mind. Success requires investigating the darkest corners of one's own thinking for any held beliefs that might rob one of greatness. Personal transformation requires constant examination of the mental programming and belief systems that have been accepted from the world. We must closely question, scrutinize, and disassemble each and every thought, making sure that our thinking will give birth to the type of life that we desire. When you discover yourself, you don't just find you. You find God. My flesh seeks applause, but the fire in me says I don't need it. My God won't fit in the box you keep trying to put him in. The dream too big to bloom in the house that you live in. My love for you is real, but I can't have a conversation down there. My heart burns, but it's hard for your soul to understand what I'm saying. Nothing can stop me. I'm bound for glory. There is no growth without the murder of the lesser in us. Only by dying to the lower levels of acknowledgement can we ascend to greatness. The wolf and dog in us must kill one another. This understanding permits us to climb the stairs of heaven, trading our mortal bodies for the celestial. We thirst for salt water. By drinking from the vast oceans of consciousness, the bridge to eternity is established. Bloody minds allow us to cross over. Virgin thinking, the wings that carry us. Lasting change requires one to first go to the guillotine, to lay the head down blindly on the chopping block. It's vital that we leave no evidence of this conspiracy behind. The previous limited existence of us must be fully eradicated. All memory of what was deleted from the record of reality. Even the weapon we used to commit this violent act must be discarded. All past awareness washed away in the river of new as we enter the self-induced coma of enlightenment. We must become murderers, sliding the noose around our own necks. We lynch our false self, putting the gun to our thinking. We now bow to a greater God, plotting premeditated acts of identity homicide. The bloodshed and massacre must be intentional. The kitchen knives and forks of deeper understanding penetrate the thief in us. Lying in a puddle of delusions, we slowly bleed to death. The personality dissolving into the belly of the starving. Reborn at the butcher shop, our new lungs exhale the divine. Are you a murderer? We must kill off our thinking, our old habits, our old ways, our old belief systems to create the new life. First we must destroy. Destiny's child anxiously awaits to feel your loving arms. So precious are the little hands and feet of our dreams, the lungs of our unconscious waiting patiently to take their first breath. To look into the eyes of our own creation bonds us with God. We cannot have full manifestation of ourself until we can first swing the sword. Tomorrow's sun requires us to murder the comfort of today. Death, war, and struggle are the building blocks of life. We must kill off all traces of the lower version of ourselves. Engaging in active imagination, we can recreate the garden we so long for. Yes. By dividing the truths of inner awareness, spiritual procreation takes place. Mount the dream who arouses your soul and protect it with your thinking. All that's left is the flame. I'm bound for glory. The greater the struggle, the greater the destiny. The vicious birth pains of a dream only confirm the importance of it. To give up on a dream is to commit an abortion on a life one could have had. Let us not abandon our future victory for the illusions of today. Ignore not the cry of your own. Ignore not the burning fire within. Ignore not the tiny legs kicking in the belly of your dream. When we slaughter our fetus by way of fear and doubt, we become the victim. Maternal mortality stains us with the blood of what could have been. The inattention of needing evidence terminates our pregnancy. Heaven impregnates the imagination, planting its divine sperm in our minds. But it's our faith that must guard the womb that carries tomorrow. Each trimester requires a deeper conviction, a deeper belief that must fertilize the egg. We need not ask for permission to be that which we are. We need not seek approval to dream the dream that we've been given. We need not beg for validation to breathe the air that excites us. All we need to do is just burn. Can't stop fire. Bound for glory. Each level of success that you climb requires more resolve, more discipline, more hustle, more grind, more focus. You gotta want to be successful more than you fear rejection. See, greatness is on the other side of no. Rejection did not break me. Rejection made me. I want to clear something up. Look, all people are capable of being successful. Every single one of you out there listening to me right now, you are capable of being successful in life. Don't let nobody lie to you. Now, to tap into that potential, that capability that you have on the inside of you, that greatness, that champion, that warrior that you have on the inside that's begging to come out. Now, to tap into that, you have to adopt a mindset that will produce that. Put an understanding in place that will create that. A grind that will build that. Grind.
I didn't have no motivation to do it. Zero motivation to do anything. Zero motivation to have a shave. Zero to brush your teeth. Even have a shower. Nothing. I can't tell you in words how I felt, how down I was. When you lose control of your own mind, you're in a bad place. I just wanted to show the world that if mental health could bring somebody as big as me and as strong as me and, you know, the stereotype heavyweight champion of the world to my knees, then it could bring anybody to the knees. And I thought to myself, if I can show the world that you can come back from it and to get back in shape and get back to the top, then anybody can do it. I knew something was wrong with me my whole life. Growing up as a child, I feel a loneliness even when I was with other people. I wasn't a confident character what you see today. I was a very shy, reserved, skinny little whippet kid. I was always told that I couldn't do stuff and I'd never do anything, I'd never achieve anything, so that made me worse, basically. I've experienced the highest highs and the lowest lows in life. Something I'd worked for my whole life, and when I finally achieved it, it was like, oh well, that was a load of rubbish. I wasn't expecting now to feel like this. Like I said to you before, I just felt like an emptiness, a deep gaping hole of nothing. Darkness and grey clouds. Every day was grey. And I felt like I had nothing to look forward to. I was worthless. It was just a horrible, horrible feeling that people need to understand that many, many people are in the same boat. They don't have to be very successful sports athletes to feel like this. Anybody from day to day has the same feelings. What does it all mean? What does being a world champion really mean? But what I was trying to say was, what does it all really mean when I'm not well on the inside? I was in a position of power. I had glory, fame, achievements, money, a family, all earthly assets that one could want, but it meant nothing. So they couldn't understand why would this man feel like this. The repetitive thinking, the same stuff day in, day out, and it won't go away. And the more I'm trying to think, right, I want to be positive, negative, 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 negative. And everyone I was around was getting negative too because I was putting it on them. This went on for 18 months. Wow. On me battling my own self every day, drinking, abusing my body, eating rubbish, taking drugs. Everything I stood for didn't matter anymore. I'd never ever experienced anything in my whole life, even though I'd had anxiety before. This was the king daddy of all anxiety attacks. I was so sure I was going to die, but nothing mattered. I didn't care. All I wanted was atonement for my sins. I can't tell you in words how I felt, how down I was. When you lose control of your own mind, you're in a bad place. And it's a silent killer. It's almost like carbon monoxide, poison. You can't smell it, you can't taste it, you can't feel it, but you can. The way I explain mental health is you bottle up and bottle up and bottle up and then it just explodes. You can't bottle anymore. And that's when you're having your bad times.